Hello friends, Christian here with BrickLifeCrisis. This channel is recommended for adult fans of LEGO and teen fans of LEGO. If you are younger than the age of 13, you're welcome to watch, but first, get your parents' permission. Hello friends, Christian here with BrickLifeCrisis, and today we're taking a look at LEGO Star Wars The Mandalorian set number 75299, Trouble on Tatooine. This set consists of 276 pieces, including 3 minifigures, and you may have noticed that the box is open. That's because this is take 2. I shot this intro before, but somehow in the process of getting it between my camera and my computer, the file got corrupted, so I had to reshoot this intro. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and open it up, build it up, and see what we think. I just noticed this. At the bottom of the box, next to the figure selection, it says The Mandalorian, the Child. So, I'm not sure why that is there. I mean, The Mandalorian I understand, but why the designation, the Child, is there? I'm wondering, maybe if the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian are about the Child, and now that the Child has, spoiler alert, gone off with a Jedi Master, shall we say. I wonder if The Mandalorian now is taking a different turn, and the Child was the first chapter or the first 2 series or seasons, and now it'll be going about something else. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much about this. I just thought that was interesting. And taking a look at the back of the box, you get a little bit better look at what's inside. We have a kind of a hut for the Tusken Raider. We have Mando and the Child with a speeder bike, and that weapon there. So anyway, let's go ahead and build it up. And here it is, set 75299, Trouble on Tatooine. And as you can see, we have the ballista, the Tusken Raider, the Tusken Raider's hut, the Child, and Mando, and the speeder. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at each component one by one. And these are the spare parts for this set. You've got enough pieces there, you could make some additional weapons and that sort of thing. And of course we have the spare bolt for the ballista. Alright, this is the ballista, which is basically a giant crossbow. There's a suggestion of a wheel so that you could cart it along down there. There's also a tripod underneath that is supported with a 2x2 clear brick, which allows you to use it, whoops, there was the bolt, a little more stably so it doesn't collapse on you. There's a suggestion of the, I forget what you call these, but basically this is how you would pull back the ropes to give some tension before you launch the thing, and then there's a trigger back here basically that would release it. Really, that doesn't function. What this is a spring shooter. They give you some silver bolts, which is kind of cool. That's not very common. I don't know that I've ever seen bolts in that color before. But you just load it up like you would any spring-loaded shooter. Give it a little tap, and it'll shoot across the room. But it's built up pretty well. It looks like a pretty fair representation of the weapon that was used in Season 2 of The Mandalorian against Crate Draken. And yeah, not a bad build. Kind of cool. And this is the hut of the Tusken Raider. It can fold out so that you can expand your play base a little bit. There are a couple of lounge areas with a little bit of a backrest. We have kind of a table right back here. And then we have a fire pit. And there's a pot with a bone in it over on this side. So they're cooking up some kind of tauntaun stew or something. Or not tauntaun, what am I thinking? Dewback stew. And then another one of those places to recline. This makes almost a perfect half circle. So other people have mentioned before you could potentially buy 2 of these sets and leave off the fire pit part, put them side by side, and have a full round hut, which I suppose is true. But there are some gaps in here. I think if I had a second set, I'd probably try to fill those in before I try to add the 4th wall. But not bad. It gives you some playable area And of course you could customize this with some of your own bricks and add to it, but it's kind of cool that, as far as I know, this is the first time there's been a toy version of a Tusken Raider hut. And here we have the speeder bike. This thing is a little bit oversized for Lego minifigure scale, but it looks pretty good. It's not quite as far out of whack as some of the other bikes that we've seen. A couple of cool features. First of all, we have the little sidecar that has room for Baby Yoda, or Grogu, to sit in there. And whoops, he doesn't come out very well. I just decapitated Baby Yoda. Anyway, it is the kind of parental backpack piece that you put the Lego babies in. It works out really nicely. On the other side, we have a regular old backpack with a bedroll, which is kind of cool. There is a seat for Mando and a suggestion of some steering columns. Lots of greebling along the sides, which adds some nice detail. There's a suggestion of a couple of small blasters up at the front between the forks. And it's a nice little build. Again, I think it's a little bit out of scale, but not too bad. And here we have Grogu. A really cute head, a decent little print on the chest there. This is just the Lego baby piece with some green hands. The head, of course, is a custom mold, and it is that softer plastic, so the ears bend a little bit, which will help keep it from breaking or hurting a younger one by, poking themselves with it or something. But very, very cute. I like the little detail of the reflection on the eyes. Nicely done. Nice to have another one of these guys. Here we have the Tusken Raider. He's nothing new. We've seen this guy before. He's got his Gaddafi stick and, pretty nice print, a nice head mold. This character has always fascinated me, or this race, or whatever. When the original trilogy was re-released in theaters for the 20th anniversary back in '97, I took my brothers to see it down at the Grauman's Chinese Theater in Hollywood. And my youngest brother, who was, I'm guessing, probably 8 or 9 at the time, dressed up as a Jawa. Another brother dressed up as Luke Skywalker. And I dressed up as a Tusken Raider. Yeah, we're those kinds of nerds. But we had a good time. Anyway, Tusken Raider, like I said, has always been one of my favorites. And this is a pretty good version of him. Again, nothing terribly new. We've seen this before, but it's nice to have another. And finally, the major draw for this set is the Mandalorian himself, Din Djarin, in his Beskar armor. He has the same weapon we've seen before, kind of brick built, and it's accurate other than it does not have a stock on the back, which is unfortunate, but it's basically built up with a brown lightsaber hilt, this kind of claw piece, and one of the Star Wars sidearms. He also includes this nozzle piece to actually be used as a sidearm. And then this is the figure himself. He's got kind of that metallic print on the arms and on the chest, as well as on the kind of knee pad area. It looks very, very good. You take off the helmet, again, he just has a plain black head, which I appreciate, because then you don't see any of the flesh tone bleeding out from underneath. He's got the narrow cape. If we lip that up, you can see some more of that Beskar armor underneath. And yeah, overall, I think this figure is really, really nice. A lot of people, I think, will be getting this set just for the sake of getting this version of Mando. It's very well done. So this set retails for $30 here in the US. I found it at my local Costco for $22.99. So not a bad discount there, and probably closer to a fair price. I think this is probably worth maybe $25. $30 is a bit much. You can probably find it on sale fairly regularly for about $24. I would imagine that's about 20% off. So anyway, not a bad set. The speeder bike was kind of cool build. The hut was okay. Ballista's okay. Figures are good. Overall, not a bad set. So that about wraps it up for this one. This has been Christian with BrickLifeCrisis. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave us a like. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave those below. And as always, thanks so much for watching. And until next time, may the Force be with you. This is the way.